Mo's back online. Just a very quick one today, guys. So the smitten kitten strikes again. June Slater. So I made a video about June Slater many videos ago. In fact, I called June Slater a smitten kitten because I honestly thought that she was just starstruck, completely starstruck for Nigel Farage, telling us how brilliant and wonderful and amazing the man is, that he would lead this country out of the current mess and save the United Kingdom, whilst turning a blind eye on the very obvious red flags in the Reform Party, turning a blind eye to just how narcissistic, nasty, reprehensible, and manipulative the man truly is. Um, well, it turns out she's smitten for more than one person. She's not just smitten for Nigel. In fact, she's smitten for Zia Yusuf as well. She made a post on X in response to Muhammad Yusuf's resignation. Right, so I'll just highlight the key points that she made. Obviously, as a staunch supporter of reform, I'm getting asked about Zia's departure. I think he's had an awful lot of unnecessary abuse from the right-wing crowd, and he's come from a background that's not used to it. I'm sure this hasn't been easy, his transformation into politics, especially when you know you're doing your best. I'm sure there's been an impact on his family too, and has no doubt contributed to his decision making. He is a loss, and I'm sure he'll be appreciated as he moves to new challenges. Can you believe this, guys? I'm going to highlight those two key words that June mentions: unnecessary abuse and right-wing crowd. So which kind of right-wing crowd are you referencing? Which individuals are you talking about, June? Are you talking about the people who have addressed constructive criticism and observations about the Reform Party, that you are putting Muhammad Yusuf, this man, devout Muslim, as the chairman of your party, and this is not the right image for the Reform Party? He is not the right man to be leading this political party. He is drifting the Reform Party, in fact, further and further to the left. This is not what we want from the Reform Party. This is not the reason why we voted for the Reform Party, which should be, supposedly, a right-wing conservative party that stands for British values and puts the British people first, puts British culture first. Now let's talk about abuse. I see no mention made in June Slater's post talking about the abuse that Muhammad Yusuf directed towards Rupert Lowe. You made no mention, not a single mention, about the abuse that Muhammad was making about Rupert Lowe, calling police on Rupert, telling us how Rupert Lowe was involved in workplace bullying in the Reform Party when he was an MP, how he physically assaulted the chairman, how he threatened to kill Muhammad Yusuf. All of these was just a spurious set of false allegations. They were a bunch of lies. He outright lied to everybody. Why can't you admit that, June? Why do you have to be just a smitten little pussy kitten and turn a blind eye to the most glaringly obvious elephant in the room? And that is Muhammad Yusuf is not the right fit for the Reform Party. He's a completely degenerate, useless figure. He was parachuted into the Reform Party as chairman just because he was the biggest donor. It's all in the money, isn't it? It's all in the money. I don't see you making any mention about the abuse in his post that he made, calling Sarah Poochen dumb. He called his own Reform MP dumb and stupid for addressing a very valid question to the Prime Minister of banning the burqa. I think that's a very sensible question to make, albeit, a bit concerning. I don't think Reform is actually concerned about the radical elements of Islam. They didn't really think about Islam whilst Sarah Poochen was making that statement about banning the burqa. They were talking about the interests of public safety. So that really goes to show Reform's interests, what they have in mind. But anyways, let's focus on June Slater, this little smitten kitten. I think she just completely turns a blind eye, again I say this, to a lot of these red flags that Reform, Nigel Farage, Richard Tice and Muhammad Yusuf have repeatedly demonstrated. This Rupert Lowe scandal and the way that Ben Habib has been treated, these things just can't be ignored. He called the police on Rupert Lowe telling us a bunch of lies, making these false allegations to undermine his credibility, try to throw him in prison, locked up behind bars, and destroy his reputation. Think about that, June. Think about it. This is just how much damage. This just goes to show how much damage Stockholm Syndrome can do to a person like June Slater. She's completely starstruck over the Reform Party, the entirety of the Reform Party at this point. She's just like a moth to a flame. She can't see outside of her own cognitive bias. Oh, Reform Party is the only hope that we have in this country. If we don't vote Reform, it's another vote for Labour. It's another one of her nonsense arguments. To say that I am disappointed in June is an understatement. I am beyond disappointed in June Slater. I am not listening to a single word that this lady utters on her YouTube videos or her X posts. Do you know what she should do? She'd be better off being a spokesperson for the Reform Party, joining Garbage News and Talk Trash TV, so she can say whatever she likes about how wonderful and brilliant Nigel Farage is and just how much the Reform Party has, the progress that this party has made. Or she should join the Reform Party herself. Because she has no position to be making all of these positive statements about the Reform Party. Unnecessary abuse. What kind of abuse? Obviously, she is a staunch supporter of reform. I'll agree with her on that. And get this, she said, he is a loss. I'm sure he'll be appreciated as he moves to new channels. No, he's not a loss, June. Lots of supporters and voters have addressed their concerns about Muhammed Yusuf. But you've just failed to read the room, I guess. You didn't read the concerns and the accusations and criticisms that people have made against Muhammed Yusuf. He's not the right fit. He is implementing all of these left-wing agendas and drifting, pushing the Reform Party further and further to the left. Can you not see that, June? Can you not see that? This is absolutely ridiculous, guys. I'm just going to end this video right here, right now, and tell you this. June Slater, do not watch her videos. Do not listen to a single word this lady says on her videos. She is a smitten little pussy kitten for the Reform Party. She is beyond hope at this point after the post that she's made. I am so upset with a lady with that can garner up views of 5 figures. Like 10,000 plus people watch her nonsense videos. Just constant praise for the Reform Party. Anyways, this is Guardian Most Clocking Out. I'll see you in the next video. Let me know what you think down in the comments below.